Most people could never put a price on their relationship with a beloved pet, but caring for them is big business. Recent figures show Americans spend more than $72 billion a year on their pets, including more than $30 billion just to feed them. Now, some new food options have appeared, particularly for dogs, with ingredients that rival those we feed ourselves. And it appears dogs can tell the difference.
Some ground beef, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and then just like fresh fruits and veggies.
I feel like I'm looking at what you'd make for me.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo Webb is actually preparing a personalized meal for man's best friend.
There's a little bit of pumpkin.
Oh,
this
always
is
good for them.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually great for dogs that have like sensitive stomachs.
More than ever before, pets are being treated as members of the family, and Webb is betting their owners will want to feed them that way.
I was a consultant working in pet food factories. I saw they were able to use what they call 4D, so dead, dying, deceased, and disabled, like meats, for actually making the product. I just didn't feel super comfortable feeding that to my dog Winston, so I started cooking for him. He loved the food. That expanded to kind of my close circle of friends, and then Pet Plate really grew out of that idea. We also have our barking beef, our most popular dish for the dogs.
The company's meals are designed with a veterinary nutritionist and made in a USDA facility. For about $4 a day, dog owners can satisfy the foodie in Fido with fresh meal deliveries. Portion sizes are based on weight and activity level.
Yeah.
Sit.
So here you go.
Barkley, my four-legged family member, and loyal Pet Plate customer Sherlock put the dishes to the test.
Oh my gosh. I swear I feed him. I feed him, really.
These are the benefits of fresh human-grade food.
If, let's say, it's $180 a month to feed that dog, I'm paying about $60. This is $180 to feed a pet for a month. Is it for everyone?
Let's say your dog is a picky eater, your dog has a very sensitive stomach, you yourself are very health conscious, or your dog is suffering from allergies, right? Pet Plate could be a great option for you.
Are you Michael Boy?
If you can feed a 70-pound dog for $30 a month, you can feed a 70-pound kid for $30 a month. And I would challenge you to think about why you're able to do that and what ingredients allow you to be able to do that.
The fresh food market for animals is becoming more crowded, with companies like Freshpet and Just Food for Dogs, which recently opened this canine kitchen in Petco's flagship store. Founder Sean Buckley says the fare is good enough for people to eat.
You can't go into a kibble factory or something and actually see the food being made. Here they're chopping real vegetables, restaurant-grade meats, and they're making the food right here. It's a unique experience.
While millennials are delaying traditional milestones like getting married, buying homes, and having kids, they are adopting more pets and treating their fur babies like little human beings.
Animals have now become part of the family, and people have their dogs sleeping in bed with them. They're traveling with them every other guilty.
Dr. John DeYoung of the American Veterinary Medical Association sat down with us at their annual convention. He says when it comes to diet, it's important to remember that pets are not people.
They're still a dog. They have different requirements nutritionally or behaviorally or anything else for that matter.
But that hasn't stopped people's preoccupation with clean eating in recent years from crossing over into pet stores.
We spray the little pieces down with a natural bacon flavor.
Take the gluten-free trend, which has manifested itself with labels that scream grain-free, capturing attention and dollars.
Why do people want to have a grain-free diet for their dogs?
Just like grain-free sometimes seems to be popular in people right now, gluten-free and grain-free. It's a popular myth.
Yeah.
It's not better for animals because their nutritional requirements are not the same as ours.
And the consequences could be grave. From 2014 to 2019, the FDA received more than 500 reports of canine heart disease. Concerned of a potential linkage to grain-free food, in July, the agency named more than a dozen pet food brands most frequently cited in reported cases of dilated cardiomyopathy, or DCM, in dogs, which can often result in congestive heart failure.
We don't know that there's definitely a link.
Right.
So it's simply at this point be cautious?
Be cautious. Studies are being done, and I think more will come out in the next a couple of months, hopefully, or in the near future. It seems like every single day there's 2, 3, 5 new brands of food out there and diets that say ours is better because we have this in it or we don't have that in it. And it's really a free-for-all right now.
So does there need to be more regulation in the pet food industry?
There is a fair amount of regulation in the pet food industry. Could it be better? Perhaps. And we really want people to know that they should be taking care of their animals based on scientific fact and well-documented studies.
Whether that's with good old kibble or one of the newer fresh food meals, a trend some say is here to stay, like Pet Plate's Ronaldo Webb.
I definitely believe this is kind of the way of the future. When you kind of look at kind of where the industry is going and then kind of, look at what the human industry have done, you can kind of see them following together a little bit. So I expect that to continue. I expect there to kind of be more education for people to care more about what they're putting in their bodies as well as what they're putting into the bodies of their family members.
And we do want to point out that none of the fresh pet food companies that we mentioned were cited in the FDA's report. Now, the Pet Food Institute, whose members make most U.S. pet food and treats, said in a statement that they are, quote, committed to the health of pets and take seriously the responsibility to make safe, complete, and balanced food for our dogs and cats. The statement continues, PFI members are collaborating internally and sharing relevant information for scientific analysis as we work together to expand the understanding of any potential connection between DCM and diet. That's that heart issue that we mentioned. And the real interesting thing that Dr. DeYoung said is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If your dog likes kibble and is eating kibble and is happy on kibble, that's great. Fresh food has another alternative for them, but make sure they have the nutrients that they need, and you got to check with your vet on that.
I was a little ahead of my time. I went the other way. I used to eat my dog Trixie's biscuits.
Whoa.
I did.
A revelation this morning. Michelle Miller.
They were good. They were
Did you
really
like
good.
them?
I did. I mean, I wouldn't eat one
Wow.
every day, but occasionally.
It was tasty.
Barkley was housing.
Barkley,
Yeah.
I did not starve him. I really mean this. He's kind of a picky eater, kind of turns up his nose sometimes.
Not there.
Not there. So for whatever it is, that real food, that food that we might eat, I think it was liver that day that he was making. Barkley loved.
Liver dog.
Yeah.
Goodness.
My
All
little
right.
baby.
Liver lover.
My little four-legged fur baby.
Great job, Dana.
Thank you.